Today I'll explain passion versus income. A very interesting lady approached me recently and she asked, there's this thing I'm passionate about, whereas I have this job that produces an income. So which do I sacrifice in an attempt to pursue the other? Then I said to her, focus on generating more income such that you have time to explore your talents. Because let's be honest, your passions do not produce income, especially at the infancy of your career. Most times you're not good enough or you're not that good to produce enough income that substitutes for your job. If you look at it from the other side, people say, go take risks. Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Zuckerberg dropped out of school. In fact, let's explore the Zuckerberg scenario. From that story, he was still in the school. So it was like a bet. If this doesn't work out, Harvard University, the window is still open. When he left, he was certain Facebook was going to be a success. By then, it has spread to various campuses. Investors began approaching. So the certainty this was going to be a success was already there. Now, if you explore the concept of risk, take risk, do this. Let me make something clear. We have this false notion of what it means to take risk. We somehow believe that just because you took risk, it means it's going to work out. My friend, this is not Hollywood, sir. This is real life. I've shared the story of how I invested in a business. In fact, that story is becoming stale. Let me make something new. The proceeds from that previous business was invested in something else in an attempt to diversify. And guess what happened? I lost it. I'm not coming here to only share about my losses or talk about losses alone. No. If up until now, the only thing I've experienced is loss, I would not be here. But the point I'm trying to highlight is risk not every time comes with reward. There are times where you have to burn the boat to take over the island. That statement is valid. However, sometimes you need supplies that sustains you to take over the island. Inevitably, you will take over the island. The real question becomes when. When? Would you live long enough to see that day? I made a video on risk. I'll link it in this description. So do well to check it out. I expand various concepts as touching risk. So the mentality for this 2026, I'm sure every single person wants to take risk. Everybody is going all in. Think about it this way. You're a casino player and you go all in. For every hand that is dealt, you go all in. That's not a championship formula. It's only a matter of time before you come to ruin. We all know this. This is logical. Yet, in fact, why most people take risk is not necessarily to produce the outcome. It's to fulfill this psychological desire. At least I tried. I'm telling you, I've lost a lot of money taking risk. A lot of money. So this idea of substituting passion for your income, it's not a winner strategy. It's not something you should do, especially if you have responsibilities. Say for instance, you are passionate about gardening. I have little to no knowledge on that subject, but one thing I can say for sure, the potential of scalability is very low. Plus, it's going to take time. Do you have that time? Does your landlord have that patience? Does your children, your siblings, whoever your income is supporting, have that patience for you to work out? Exactly. So, still on the gardener's example, sure, maybe you have intricate ways, maybe few ways here and there on how to improve the service, or you came up with this amazing product of how to improve the service, it's wonderful. But killing off your income to go pursue that, it's not very wise. It's not. And the balance is this: there are times where you burn your bridges. But as I said previously, burning your bridges constantly to pursue something unknown, especially when you have responsibilities, is not a winner strategy. I hate what produces income currently. I got up at 6 a.m. today. I've been staring at charts all day. I lost $2,000. I have to review some shitty financials. Then once I'm done, I'll do XYZ. Then after XYZ, I open up my laptop to do something else. So it is shitty what produces income, yet you have to do it because the capital is what gives you time to explore your passions. So I'm not going to fucking leave what I'm doing currently because I don't like it or because of how I feel. So you're a professional, you conduct yourself as one. Yes, I might not like what I'm doing currently, but it fucking pays the bills. Did I lose money today? Yes. Was it bad? Yes. Now, $2,000, of course, $2,000 is not a lot. But I don't know about you. It's not something I want to lose. But the point I'm trying to highlight, don't quit your job. Don't lose your source of capital and income. It will make your journey in the exploration and pursuit of your talents more painful. Painfuler than it needs to be. You should work on your talents as a part-time job. So the time you spend talking to girls, drinking, and engaging in all of those degenerate acts should be channeled to building extra income. That's why it's called lifetime. What your life today is accumulation of past actions. Time doesn't change anything. Time only reviews what you've been doing. That's why it's called lifetime. How a man spend his season on earth. Again, make reference to my previous content. I'll link it in this video. Risk and how to take risk. The right mentality for risk, especially in 2026. Every single person wants to be locked in. Every single person has made New Year resolutions in advance. Every single person wants to do something new. But if you do not sustain the right mindset, you would lose. I say this clearly, not because I'm trying to discourage you from pursuing what you truly want to do. No, that's far from it. I'm trying to save you future pain. Take it from an older brother. There are some pains I categorize as unnecessary. For instance, you quit your job to pursue something you like. Then, in the process of exploring those talents, you sleep hungry. Ultimately, when you become successful, it's a story. That's if you become successful. Conversely, you have a job, a 9 to 5. You get back by 6. After freshening up, the 3 to 4 hour window space, you use it to create something valuable such that when XYZ can now substitute for your income, then you work on it full time. Take it into consideration. At the end of the day, as I said, your life today is accumulation of your past decisions, past actions. Decisions have consequences. The consequence of every decision has been pre-programmed. If I walk to the summit of this building and I jump, chances are excellent I would fall. So falling is the consequence that honors the action jump. Why am I not falling? I've not made the action that activates the consequence. So every decision you make has consequence. You are not at liberty to choose the consequence. You only make decisions, and consequence are byproducts. So when you look at your life and you're not where you want to be, is a accumulation of your decisions. Again, I'll link that video on risk. Check it out. I didn't plan to extend this video to this length. So, as always, my friends, a pleasure speaking to you. I'll see you in the next one.